Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So starting off with Euro USD as usual, and unfortunately the confusion is continuing. We are very much in a triangle or a holding pattern at the moment, so I'm kind of sit on hands with Euro USD. So if you look at the 1 hour, let's just adjust that. So, there's the top trend line, there's the bottom trend line. We need to break out of this consolidation pattern before I start looking at anything. So, if we have to put our horizontals in, that is the high of yesterday. And then there's two levels here. So, let's just put both of them in. Those are the lines in the sand. So we start breaking up above 112.468. Need to look for opportunities to buy there. Does look like the oscillators are heading in a direction which is indicating that may happen, but the moving averages are pointing to the downside. They are in a bearish pattern, so you would expect more to the downside. But you can see what happened yesterday. We sort of gradually well, not gradually, but tried to get up to close the gap, and now we're easing off again. So it wouldn't surprise me to see us get to close the gap and then come back to the apex, which is right here where we are roughly at 112. So 112 is the other line in the sand, and I think you just put it in there. So there you can see almost close to the apex. And then to the downside, we're looking for a break of 111.796. There is weekly and monthly resistance, support there. So I wouldn't hold my breath too much about breaking through that. I want to see a break and a retest before looking for more shorts. So that is a clear sit on hands. US dollar Japanese yen, got that horribly wrong yesterday. So basically when we look at it now, we are sideways on the 8 hour. And until we get out of this range that is forming, which is there, we are sit on hands. We're in amongst the moving averages as well. Look at the oscillators grouped to the upside, so could be potential for a move to the downside. But if you look at the 1 hour, oscillators point to the upside, so that is huge confusion. Quite a few gaps to the downside here. So if we do reject this area, let's just put a box in here. So well worth watching this space here during the European Open. So if we actually break below this, you can see we're not breaking below it. We want to break and come back and test this level. So I'll put a level in right there. It's a bit of a messy level, but you can see there is quite a bit of interaction in this area. So you want to break on a retest of 115.170. And then you should be looking for these gap closes. If we break below the low of yesterday, then I would expect us to come back down and test the bottom of the range. So just pay attention to this. Could materialize, could not materialize. It all depends what's happening in the Ukraine at the moment. So I'm kind of very cautious and sit on hands on the dollar at the moment. British pound, Japanese yen. When you look at what happened yesterday, big down, big up, big down, lots of tails, barbed wire, confusion, stay away. That's pretty much what's happening on the 8 hour. And when you look at it on the 1 hour, there's your structure of sorts. And we are ranging, we are in a downward trend in this range, but possibly another move to the downside, test the bottom, or alternatively, what's going to happen, which is probably more than likely, we continue in this flag range, whatever you want to call it, but it's a consolidation pattern inside a range. So probably a move back down to the bottom here around 153.880, and then a move back to the upside. So that is another one where I am sitting quietly on the sides. Lastly, Euro British Pound. Same pretty picture that we've seen here. Last week we had tails to the downside with buyers coming in off the weekly support, which is down here. And at the moment we have buyers still trying to scale in. Look at the left, look at the chaos here. Oscillators indicating another move to the downside. We are sort of in a the moving averages are kind of pointing, well, they're not pointing down, they're actually flat, but they do have a crossover. completely confused. It's not giving you any real decent picture. And yesterday's price action gives you the perfect picture of sit on hands. So there it is there. We are starting to form a range here as well, in amongst moving averages, tails below, tails above. There is no structure here, there's no direction. A bit of divergence forming right now. Sorry, no, there isn't really. That's still higher, so no divergence forming. So at the moment, that is another one of sit on hands. This gap is still going to be a magnet, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see the gap close and then sort of try and figure out which way we're going to go. So for the moment, four forex pairs I'm watching with my trading are all indicating stay away. We are waiting for the noise to settle. We're waiting for the politicians to sort their nonsense out. So that's kind of the view that we have today. Anyway, hope it helps someone, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.